All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I'd be back. Okay, let's hop on over to the solar report here. All right. Get this centered a little bit. Here we go. You can see we're January. Well, maybe you can't see. We're January 29th here. Just real quick. There you go. January 29th. Yeah, we got good focus. I don't want to lose that right there. And then we can go ahead and kill the music there. Alright, so while this is loading up, alright, you can scoot this down a little bit. Alright, hope everybody's doing okay out there, hanging in there, praying for each other. As you can see, we have had quite some activity on the sun, and last night we were reporting on this big blast here, this M6.8 it turned out to be. So we're going to catch a glancing blow from this thing. There's a couple of different end little spirals. We'll check them both out and stuff, but when the flare from it gives us absorption right away, that tells you we're still in the strike zone. And there's also a magnetic connection, a magnetic field line off of the sun that we possibly connected to too as well. That's why we're going protonic. Also, from the proton storm that followed this event, you see all the little sparkles and proton right there event going on. Okay, so, and it's one of these long duration proton events again. So that means a lot of absorption. And at this channel, you know, I'm a stickler for absorption. All right, so boy, where to even start? I guess we just go frame by frame here real quick. Let me get a hold of this opening frame. Actually, there's not much going on before this, so our opening event here at 212 already kind of into it a little bit. It was that one that we looked at last night, or tried to. Then we have our big event. I'm sure a lot of other people were showing it today and got to see this big event from a lot of different angles and people's perspective. You can see we have a big wide swath here. Look over here in your little dark patch here. See this little object out in there? Doesn't show up so well over here because it's so bleached out by the light, by the plasma. But you can see, let's back up, watch the red side. I'm going to back up a little bit. You can see that this object, see how it kind of casts a shadow backwards towards the sun. This plasma is casting a shadow backward this way on it. Then it moves on out of there. Then we also have, there's probably something else down there, but all kinds of stuff. You guys got trained eyes now. You know what to look for. Here we go with this event. Two at the same time. Boom, boom. And they kind of almost connect here in the middle. Make out something right in there, I think. Yeah. Oh, there's something here on the leading edge, this little black circle. There seems to be one here in this little dent area. Could be a pocket or a bunch of them. There seems to be one up here as well. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Let's back up a little bit. Oh, it might be another one. Yeah, you see this one up here? And down here as well. You can... There's another one it looks like. A lot of blast right there. A lot of energy coming off the sun there. The sun's going protonic on us. All right, so there's your frames. I'm going to go ahead and put this back into motion here. Slide it down just a tad bit. Wait, come back here. Right there. Boom. Okay. And we're going to get clipped by this big one here. And no telling what direction these ones came off at. Some of the other endless spirals, I think we're showing this one maybe going off at a different angle. We'll hop over there here in just a second. Let me get a sip real quick. Oh, I'd love to see you guys chatting in the chat room. Good job. All right. Coming on over here. Oops, we got it still set up. This is our proton event right here being absorbed at the poles. Okay, remember we went through this a couple weeks back with our long duration one. This is day one. So it hit last night, and this proton event has been following it ever since. I had the event captured, and I thought it wouldn't update, but when I came back to the link, it had already updated. So hopefully we'll find a little red spot that hit here. We've seen it before, but here was your event right here under goes X-ray flux. Boom, long duration. That's your proton event. And this proton event is still going on, right? You see this right here? The length of this event almost took like a whole day right there until it finally tapers off here at the seafloor right there. Okay, so this is going to be a long protonic event. Okay, as well as the CME that hit us that we absorbed. That's a lot of energy that we're absorbing right now. Okay. What does this say? D region absorption. All right. This is a little bit different than our regular absorption. This is a little lower energy over a longer period of time, but it's still like taking one on the chin. All right. Anytime this instrument lights up, it's not good. Okay. So let me back out of this and get you back over here. All right, so here we are, 99% proton right now. Here's your M6.8. All right, we were looking at this. I knew it was higher than a 5 because it passed this line. Our X flare is up to 5. See how it was 1 before? Now they've increased it to 5. It might go up. Well, look how it's come down. So maybe this is our main event. We'll see. Still we have this region 3559 that's beta gamma. All right. And then a period of moderate S2 level radiation storming was observed on Monday. Can you guys see that? Is it in the frame? Okay, cool. It is in the frame. Was observed on Monday. Proton levels streaming past Earth following a strong solar flare early Monday morning continued to gradually increase. Not gradually decrease, gradually increase. An updated CME tracking model, courtesy of the note, is calling for mostly a miss upstream. Despite this model, a glancing blow may still be in the cards within the next 48 hours. I'm telling you, if we're getting this long duration proton event from it, we're going to get some of the CME. If this is hitting us, some of the CME is going to hit us, all right? We are too zoomed in, I think. That's what's going on here. All right, so right now our KP is at, well, it's like 2.5, so we're not taking on a bunch of energy. Well, actually, we're about to, because look at this. Here's your auroras. You see this yellow band right in there? That's medium. We're having a medium, mild event right now here in the Northern Hemisphere. There's a tinge of yellow. I don't know if it's picking it up right in this zone right there. But there's your auroras. We're taking some, we're absorbing some right now. Now this is different than the protons. All right, this is our regular absorption from the sun. All right, this is not the proton event. This is also added to it. So I want you to keep that in the back of your mind when we get to the earthquake report. Excuse me. Oh, you guys are so patient with me. Thank you. Okay, let's come over to the tracker now. Now, see, this one is showing it going away. Here, let's open this one up here. Lord, please can we have this? Thank you. All right, now this is showing a small one going away. All right, keep that in the back of your mind because this is a different one. All right, backing out of that, coming over to this one. See, we got, come on now, pull it up, Lord, please. And then we're going to load this little movie real quick. This doesn't show anything. All right, see, they're showing it going away and not even clipping the edge. All right, so take note of that this one is showing it going up this direction, right? Before we saw some other ones that were coming this way that were quickly deleted and re-updated. Ben over at Observers caught it. I'm sure you saw that big wave one that came out. They've adjusted it now between that big wave and this one, and I'll show you the latest updated one here in just a second. Yeah, we're done there. Coming on over here. Slow down, Brian. You got too much going. All right. So over here at spaceweather.com, big sunspot visible from Mars. Yesterday, Mars rover Perseverance looked up at the sun and saw an impressive group of sunspots. Take a look at this image. We will go look at that in a minute. At first glance, the fuzzy spots. All right, here, now let's come down to this one. We'll come back to this. Solar protons are raining down on the Earth. Energetic protons from the sun are striking the top of the Earth's atmosphere today, following a strong solar flare during the early hours of January 29th. This is called a radiation storm. All right, whoops. Get you. There we go. You guys can see it better. Radiation storm. Okay, any kind of radiation that we're taking on is not good. It hits the magnetic field. The magnetic field diverts it to the poles, the poles, and then the poles send it down to the core. This radiation storm is currently a Category S2 event. All right. Not S1, it's a little higher now. It's S2. Such a storm can cause elevated levels of radiation in airplanes flying over Earth's poles. That's something else I wanted to talk about too, was when you see this these absorption events, don't go flying, okay, because you're getting radiation up at higher altitudes up there. I'm surprised they allowed them to keep flying. When you see events like that, don't be surprised if you just see the media kind of go, oh, we had to pull flights down today for a glitch in the system, yeah, or whatever, you know. But don't be surprised. Even in this article, it says, such storms can cause elevated levels of radiation in airplanes flying over Earth's poles anywhere. If you run into one of these Van Allen belts where it touches back down to the Earth and you fly through that, watch out. Even if you're at high elevation, has our magnetic field been very strong lately, folks? A whole group, no. I heard every single person go, no. Wow. Amazing. You guys are awesome. Anyways, back to this. You can see our flare here. It's long duration. You see a little coiling and roiling going on here. Let's see if we can pull this up. But I want to go on further here, and we'll come back to this. All right. The source of the flare was departing sunspot 3559. Not all flares cause radiation storms, but this one did because the sunspot is unusually well connected to Earth. Unusually well connected to Earth. That may seem counterintuitive, but the sunspot is not directly facing our planet. However, when sunspots are near the sun's western limb, over here, AR 35, blah, 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 they can link to Earth magnetically. Take a look at this diagram, and you'll understand why. Nope, that's not the diagram. But where do I want to get this link? Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. This NASA model right here. Here is your new updated Enlil spiral. Okay, it's kind of a cross between the first big wave that we saw before, really kind of coming at us, and then that other one that's going mostly away. So all the models don't agree, and I don't care what the models say. Really, I saw that sunspot from here when we're from Earth's perspective. From Earth's perspective, we can still see it, right? It's not clear on the backside. It's still on the western limb. All right. When you can see it like this is coming straight at you. All right. So we're gonna get some kind of thing from it, guaranteed, because we're already getting the proton absorption event from it. Okay. So prepare for impact. It came off the 29th, 30th, 31st, the 1st. So 1st of February, we're going to be getting an inbound wave of energy. Okay. Oh, there's Joe. All right. I know where you were. All right. So take a look at this diagram. Now, this diagram is kind of, all right, let me explain a little bit more for the layman here. What we want is this little model back. Okay, you see your little black and white lines right here? These are magnetic field lines. The sun is spinning, so its energy comes off in a spiral form. Okay, we all agree, right? Do you see the Earth, this yellow dot? Do you see where its magnetic field line is usually connected to? It's not straight on. It's over here on the side of the sun. Isn't it? I've been telling you guys this for a while, that, this area of the sun can still have potential to hurt us. And now you see these guys finally agreeing and saying, hey, it could connect to this field line right here. And it has. It has connected to that field line. You want to know how I know it has? This is how I know it has. See it? It's connected. See this long proton event? We're connected to this big event magnetically too. And I expect this event to last a long time because this was a long duration event. So we're going to be taking a lot of absorption up until the CME hits. And then when the CME hits, that's going to be more absorption on the X-ray level. Not on the D wrap, okay, but on the X-ray level. So we're already taking a double shot. We took a shot here, and now the other shot's coming. It'll be on its way, okay. Let me back out real quick, and I want to come back to this one more time. There we go. I'll let you guys look at that for a second. We are going to catch a little bit. Watch this one. It's not going north. It's not going south. Well, most of it's going north, but we are clipping the southern edge and the west, or the eastern edge, we will say. Okay, so thank God it's not right in the middle, right at the most intense part of this band. You see that white streak in that band right there? That's the intensity. So we missed like a big intense part of it, but we are still going to get sideswiped. I have a feeling our sideswipe is going to be a little bit more than this, all right? Just because we're magnetically connected and the positioning of it, the positioning of it right here, we're still seeing it looking straight on at the sun. So it's still, this little branch on this side of this explosion is coming right at us still. This is the little the little absorption thing. Is that too bright? All right. Here's your little absorption thing when it hit. Big red dot. Okay, so we took in this first. Then we took in all that protonic energy. Okay, then we still got the CME coming. And depending on the speed of this one might come a little bit sooner. We'll see. And also look here, one more time. We are absorbing stuff a little bit right now. All right. So the battery's overcharged and we're just still got the jumper cables on it, overcharging the battery. You know what happens to overcharged batteries? Yeah. All right, let's come on over now to the Schumann. Ta-da! Whew. We have our green line back. All right, that's good. Thankfully, I like to have good news to report sometimes. Here, let me get this pulled in a little bit more for you guys here, without hurting everybody in the process. There we go. Pick with line or two, something like that, maybe. All right. Yeah. You guys see what I see? Nice, good stripe going. It had some struggles right here. This is what we were looking at last night, I believe, after the scraping event, was this thing was coming on. And we had a weak little field right there, but then it starts to come back to life, little weakening, comes back to life again, gets a little weak, but it's still struggling. And then we have this pew, whoop, right back up again. All right. So still a little hit and miss, but it's good to see our old friend back. All right, this green line right here. That's what I'm most concerned about. The scraping event, unfortunately, it is what it is. All right. It's these dark little brown out areas that I don't like. All right. That's when our field is down, and that's when you shouldn't be up in the air either. Last time when it went down and we may have had a core reversal. Yeah, it was the same day they pulled all the flights down in the northern hemisphere. It happened to be the same day. Wow, imagine that. Huh. Coincidences, huh? Yeah, you know how the Lord works. There's no such thing as coincidences. It all adds up. All right, so there's your Schumann for today. Okay, everybody pray for the planet. Come on, planet, you can do it. Come back. We need a good, vibrant, strong line right here coming up when we take this impact. Okay, because if we have one of these little weak field moments like this when CME hits, it's gonna be we're gonna absorb a lot more, and that would not be good. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, now we got to come over to the null school, reset for this frame. Pretty good, I think. Got lucky on the first try. All right, there's your polar vortex now, all right? Still compact, still very intense, but compared to the bipolar, tripolar vortex that we had just a couple weeks ago, now we're down to one main one. You see its inflow, its feed right here, okay? This over North America, the other sub-vortex is basically gone. It's right here, and it's blended in with the rest of everything else. All right, so our polar vortex is way up here in Greenland now, north of Hudson Bay. It was way down here in America for a while. Now it is retreated. It's pulled back up this way, and when we orientate it like this, you can see that it's the inflow's coming across like Saudi Arabia, going up through Russia, basically recycling over the North Pole and coming right back down on Russia. So Russia, this whole region right here is probably going to be under the gun for a while. Then what I want to do is no other vortexes. I want you to look down here at the southern hemisphere, how intense it's getting here, as we're having this energy hitting the south, hitting the southern hemisphere. Let me pop this up Okay, see, hitting the southern hemisphere, and now it's affecting the weather down there, our polar vortex down there, because the South Pole has a vortex as well. And it's getting more organized. It seems like the northern polar vortex is already kind of diminishing, and this one's getting more organized. I want to see what the heck here. Whoops. Does this thing have a face again? I don't know. Started to look like I had a weird looking face on it again. All right, let's get out of that. Turn the world upside down. Imagine if it rotated like that. If we went, woo. Ooh, AI doesn't like that. All right, let's put it back right side up. So you can see the southern hemisphere is getting a little more intense. You see this blue defined line right here running just south of the equator right here, separating the zones. So we got this different flow here. Now coming back up to America, what I want to do is position it right. And then we're going to drop down to the middle layer that's between the polar vortex and our upper jet. And you can see the correlation there, how it's taking this flow is causing a big flow coming off the Pacific to head towards the west coast of America. What we're going to do is drop down to the upper jet. Now, do you see how the upper jet correlates with what that middle layer? We have this huge hot cocktail coming right at the west coast, and we have a ridge that's splitting it up north to British Columbia. They've been getting hammered, right? And all the way down here, way past the tip of Baja, Mexico here, and then back up across Mexico, across the Gulf, and then out into the Pacific. Thankfully, it's not going up the East Coast like we had that flow for a while there. So there's your upper jet. Let me just go down a tad bit more to your lower jet, and now you see your storms where they're coming in at. Okay, now let's come on over to the SO2. I want to take a peek at our pressure. Take the wind off now. All right. Get the color. Yeah, that's fair. No, that's it right there. Okay. Here we go. Looky what's going on here. More, more darkening, darker patches, more covering, or a darker region. This map has darkened, is what I'm trying to say. This is one of our indicators of pressure. This region right here. I would kind of take that pressure now on our new little pressure chart from 6.5 up to 7 now. Okay. This is the pressure that starts to produce stuff. Well, all pressure does, but this is where it really starts to kick in, is right around here. Let me take a peek here. You see this band right along here is nice and dark too. See how a lot of these places have darkened in. They're solid. Here's an indicator. Our fulcrum point. You see where we're at? Our fulcrum point right here at South America. Our one little spot. That's another indicator. See how dark it is? So our pressure is kind of going up a little bit. Here, I'll just give you a peek at America. Oh, yeah, here, look at this. We were just over here last night, the Bay Area. See this spot right here? This is darkened up. I believe. I'll let you guys be the judge, but to me, it seems like since last night, that's a shade darker. Same with this up here at Shasta. Well, that's not Shasta. That's a little bit. That's Shasta, more like right there. This is I'm going to have to look closer at a map. That's more Lincoln area, Lincoln, California up there, maybe. But these little spots right here have darkened in as well. Another indicator is our spots up here in Canada. All right. And you see they're nice and dark as well. See the coloration? Coloration on some of these other ones has darkened up a little bit. Let's go on over to Java. Oh, on the way. Take a little break at Hawaii here. How's the lines looking there? Get that out of there. All right. You can see even Oahu here is pretty not pretty dark, but has darkened as well. You can see these islands right here letting this gas out. So watch out here at Hawaii, Oahu. I would really hate to see a big old volcanic explosion right here take out because Oahu is really populated. Okay. Another judge of pressure is the island of Java here. So there's your purple island of Java right there. Actually didn't look too much darker than last night, I think, right here. This region seems to be maybe venting its pressure a little more, a little better, we'll say. It's still purple. You see it right there? It still pops out from the rest of these areas, right? So, and then there's a little spot here at Australia. See, this little spot's pretty dark right there, too. So our pressure has increased, all right? I'm just trying to give you, I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I'm trying to evaluate this and give you guys an honest assessment and let you be the judge as well. But I see some darkening. I'm turning it from 6.5 up to 7 on our pressure scale. Okay. What else, Lord? Oh, yes. Okay. He says, don't forget the sandstorm. Okay, your sandstorm. Well, let me get the air at the right air level current and then hit the particulate in the wind. There we go. Not good, Brian. Yeah, I know. But it goes to a good place. See. Anyways, check this out. Here's your sandstorm, still blowing sand across the Atlantic here. This ribbon that was reaching up towards Great Britain has diminished now. You see how it's retreated and come back down this way a little bit more. Even though this air current is here, the winds in this area, let's get up close and friendly with our winds. Now you can see why this plume has changed its shape and its direction, its flow. Okay, now it's really hitting the coast of South America right here. This beach right here is probably having orange brown sunsets. Little sandstorm activity coming off the water. Imagine a sandstorm that you see in the desert that marches across the desert. This big wall of dust and dirt coming at you. You've seen them, the haboobs or whatever. Imagine one coming off the ocean and hitting you. Huh. All right, so there's that. SO4. No. Okay, good. Coming on over to the earthquakes now. Ooh, we've had a little activity. This was pretty quiet a little while ago. But let's just start off with very quiet in our deep region, huh? See, I was saying it was kind of quiet today. Here's a little odd quake down here on this other plate boundary of 4 point what? A 5.0 right here along the boundary. Then we come up, look how quiet and naked this area is. It's all primed for this pressure that's coming up. So 4.4 at 184 right there. We're having this this lull effect. I'm gonna have to look up the a term for it. There's 5.1 right here. I know it. It's like a pre-pressure wave that kind of subdues everything a little bit. It's like the calm before the storm effect. And 4.8 right here down at 23. That's almost a 5. This is a 5.1. And this little pit right here is a 4.6, but it's down at 436. See this little pit area? This is where we had the big quake and that tsunami bounced around back in here. All right in the middle of that pit is this 4.6 down at 436. It's not super deep, but that is a relatively deep quake right there that might generate something else here at the surface. Or actually, this looks like an indicator of maybe a new weak spot that we would see our next quakes coming out of. Possibly, here was the weak spot that generated before. This is darn close to it. All right, so get out of there. Here, right off the coast of Japan, 4.8 down at 23. See, you're getting a little movement in this area. Here's a little different spot. 4.6 down at 36.6. Okay. And then, let me pull out here. See how it's all quiet up here? Volcanoes. What made it past the garden hose was 4.0 energy. All right, we're going to come back to this. I still want to go over here really quick before we leave this region world. And our little spot over here that had calmed down to like one quake a day is starting to come back to life a little bit with 5 quakes here. Biggest of them being this 5.7 down at 10. Okay, so it's probably a little stronger. 4.1, 4.4, 4.3, and 4.1. So we had this 5.7 and a little quake, a little aftershock activity here at this little weak spot. Okay, so with building pressure, it looks for the path of least resistance. So that's these weak spots. All right, real quick here. Let's see what's going on. 4.4 in Iran. Don't be surprised if you see a different kind of magnitude go off there. Now, let's get serious over here. So this 4.0 energy that made it past the garden hose here is going up into Alaska here. Here's our new little quake right here. Brand new red dot is a 4.0. Imagine that. Let's see our little tsunami advisory thing real quick here. Give us a sec while it pulls up. Because I want to see what this number says. 4.1. All right. So the other one said 4.0. This one says 4.1. Okay. Now you know. Now you know. All right. No tsunami. 4.1 is not going to set off a tsunami. All right, you guys. But they really freak out in this area when they get a quake. So, but that 4 point, I wanted to see the other magnitude that they reported. Now, what do you think's going to make it over the hump and come down? What kind of energy? Very good. Ta-da! 4.0 off the coast order and right on the fulcrum point. Right here on the Wanda Fuca. The Wanda Fuca is starting to move a little bit, folks. Energy made it over, came down, released right here. That's good. It's good that it released, out here. Wasn't too big. All right. It comes down through this region. Boom. 3.1 down at 6. But out here, look at this, you guys. Come here, you. This is a 3.0 in Colorado. Is this that one spot on this little fault line right here? Yeah, it is. Yep. Remember we've been here before, this little fault line right here, right at the base of these little mountains. There's also a volcanic peak right here. So there's a fault with a little volcanic peak. Here's your weak spot right in this region right here We've been in this spot before. We've seen little flurries come out of here. So here we go again with the 3.0. This little quake right here doesn't seem to be much, but it could be an indicator of a weak spot when our new energy from down below comes up to the surface. Okay. I'm looking at spots that could be potential weak spots for the next round of activity. Okay. So you guys got to think a little bit ahead there. Down here is a 4.6 at El Salvador, down at 184. Is that on land? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. A little bit of activity over here as usual. Let's come on down to the coast of South America. For some reason, this looks really bright on my screen. Is that a... Oh, you guys in the chat would let me know if this is too bright. Okay, it's fine. Thank you. All right, 4.2 down at 140. All right. Here, just on the other side of the fulcrum point, is 4.1. See how the fulcrum point's right here in the middle, and it split that energy either side equally. 4.5 at 160 down there, and a 113 down here. Something else we need to remember is the big quake that just went off right here. Let me pull it up real quick. Someday, yeah, it'll work right there. This one right here. Okay, this 6.5 that went off the other day right there has energy down below pushing up in this region, all right? So don't be surprised we see a reaction when we see our reaction from the inbound energy when it translates back up to the surface here in a couple of days or whatever. Watch these 2 points and that one right there in the center for a possible, stronger quake, okay? I'm trying to be conservative about this without trying to predict quakes, but trying to warn you about predicting quakes, or I don't know. 3.7, 39 up there. I'm looking for, what's this one? See this little red one right here? It's a 2.7, but where is this at? Okay, it's good. Where was this one at? Okay, good. I'm just looking for quakes next to volcanoes. All right, that's where you're going to see some quake activity. Is maybe next to volcanoes as well. When I've noticed when this pressure builds and it pushes up underneath the crust, sometimes it subdues the quakes and the volcanoes spit out a lot of the energy. So let's come on over here to the volcanoes. All right. And as you can see, for the 30th, we're already going into tomorrow. Popo, Semeru, Reventador, Nevada, Sangay. Semeru, East Java, 14,000 feet. Is this the one I wanted to pop open? See, it says erupting here. Erupting, 4 out of 5. That's not the one, though. Maybe it was this one. So we got Popocatépetl going off to 21,000 feet. Let me just pop this one open real quick. I'm looking for... Here it is, right here. Popocatépetl, Monday, January 29th, 2024, at 2200, had a blast to 21,000 feet. Again on Monday, January 29th. Earlier in the day, at 10:15, it had a blast to 20,000. Do you see the blast? Earlier in the day was at 20. The blast later on in the day was at 21,000. See the increase? We're seeing an increase in pressure. It means an increase in altitude of these blasts. 21,000 feet. Can we, thank you, Lord. Sangay, 20,000 feet. Okay, that's another pressure blast. When you're getting up that high, this is from pressure. Reventador, 15,000 feet. Again, pressure. Are you guys feeling the pressure? Don't let it get to you. Smile like her. All right, here we go. Ebico. Where's flight level? It doesn't say. Anyways, Ebico erupting. All right. Suwanosejima exploded. All right. Flight levels 0600 is 6,000 feet. Ibu, flight level 0800, so 8,000 feet. Samaru here, again, this, I think, no, that's not the one, but 14,000 feet. All right. Look at her eyes. No, don't look at her eyes. Look at her in the eye. There we go. Popocatépetl, 20,000 feet. The explosion eruption at the volcano continues. Volcanion-sized explosions continue to occur from the summit vent at roughly regular intervals of 2 to 3 per day. More than just one blast per day. We're going to see some of these volcanoes have more than one blast in one day. 2 to 3 blasts per day. Smile. Santa Guido, 14,000 feet. Fuego, 15,000 feet. Here's Poas again in Costa Rica going off. Surveillance webcams continue to monitor phreatic type explosions from the summit crater. Phreatic explosions. Nevada del Ruiz, 24,000 feet. My favorite number, 24. 24,000 feet out of Nevada del Ruiz. Sangay, 21,000 feet. You guys seeing a little pattern here? 20,000 plus. Reventador, mild explosive activity continues. Well, that'll change. Sporadic emissions. Sabancaya, Erta Ale. The activity at the volcano's southern pit crater has been what? Increasing since last week. A new batch of magma returned to the sizable Hornito in the crater by generating vigorous dome-shaped lava fountains. Imagine that. So, Erta Ale, you guys, watch out. This list, I know it's stupid we go over this list. You guys don't know what these lists are. Here are ones that are currently erupting, all right? 2 to 3 a day, maybe 1. We got Bizamani up there on the Conchacna Peninsula. Ducono, Ebico. Here, let me just put this one up at the top. Erta Ale, Fuego, Ibu. Don't forget, we got Krakatau going off, and that's in between Java and the Straits there. Luatobi and Luatolo. Marapi, the new Merapi, now Marapi is still going off. Masaya in Nicaragua is still going off. Here's Merapi on the island of Java, still going off. Michael in the South Sandwich Islands near Agongo. Popo, Reventador, we know about. Reykjanes, new hazard map. Boy, let's talk about Reykjanes here. Here's your new hazard map, but this map is valid until 1900. Okay, 100. This area, watch out again. We might see another curtain effect open up here. All right, we're having new fissures open up, so it could come out of one of the old ones. It could out of a new zone. Remember, we saw that fissure open up right outside the town that was inside the wall. Okay, so it could pop up anywhere, but prepare everybody in Iceland. Get your shit together and get out of there. Pardon my French, but it's time to pay attention. We got inbound energy coming. We got swelling coming from down below. We're going to see another event possibly here, all right? Not too hard to predict, not too hard to understand, But still, I need to reiterate, watch out for this area. Back to where we were. Glad I went through this list, actually. Recahenus left off with Sabakaya, Sakurajima, Sangay, Santaguino, Semaru, Shivaluge, Stromboli. Here in Italy again. Let me just pop this one up real quick. INGV reported that an eruptive activity continued at Stromboli during the 25-31 December timeframe. Okay. Webcam images showed Strombolian activity at 3 vents in Area A and N2, blah, 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 within the upper part of the circle, and from 2 vents at S2. Okay. So basically, the multiple vents here at Stromboli. No, not right now. Villarica back on the map there, as well as Yasur. All of these here going back up. Uluwan, I know it's a sleeper one, but it's still the one that produced the biggest blast of the year. So watch it. It could surprise and come back to life. That's why I call it the sleeper, because it's a big one, but hasn't produced much. It's been sleeper. It's been very quiet and catches people off guard. Ubinus down in Peru. Rincon de Vieja is already over here. It should be. Nevada del Ruiz should be back over there, but all these ones on this list are ones to possibly watch. Mayone, especially, Manam, also going active and hopping over to this list when pressure builds underneath, as well as Etna here. I would like to see more activity coming out of this area, man. Cotopaxi, this brand new Cotopaxi coming back onto the, into activity. Watch it jump over to this list. It was pumping out 20,000-foot blasts right here, and being a new volcano too, so, or a newly active volcano. So watch out for it to jump the list. All right, so we're kind of done there. Let's move on. Hit the play button and just let that loop play for a minute. Basically, West Coast activity. Gulf Coast activity as well. Remember, we're looking at that flow that was coming up from here in the jet stream that was coming up from this direction, and now you can see it starting to affect our storms. It's not taking them so much up this corridor, but more along the Gulf Coast and shooting out that region. Watch again. See how that one didn't rotate up into here? That's good. That's good. Okay, let's just bounce through this one really quick. You kind of saw most of the activity right there. I'll do a few timestamp things for the nearest events, and then the rest is too far out to talk about. But what I do want to talk about is the first, when our inbound energy is coming. All right, so current conditions right now, severe weather up here in British Columbia, Vancouver Island area. It's current conditions, nighttime of the 29th. Here we go into the morning of the 30th. Still residual, lots of rain, heavy precipitation in that area. The noontime, convection, still a little band of snow right in there, but that's convection of the 30th with this new wave of moisture coming on shore here. This is going to be the nighttime of the 30th with severe weather coming on shore, the west coast of Northern California into Oregon, right there at the border right there. This is going to be the morning hours of the 31st. So from convection, when the sun goes down, nighttime, it starts to blossom offshore, and then by the morning, it slams the coast with severe weather all the way from Puget Sound up here, British Columbia all the way down to the Bay Area, basically there in the morning. Then as we get as we get to noontime, it starts to reach the Bay Area. But you see this whole band right here in the northern California strip. That's going to be some heavy, heavy precipitation. It's going to cause mudslides, flooding, all kinds of chaos and mayhem right there. All right. Then as it really comes on shore here by convection, all right, so this thing convected and blossomed a little bit. Look, see it kind of blossoming and stretching out. It's going to hit the Sierras by then. Or Northern California is starting to approach the Sierras by convection the 31st. Here we go into the nighttime now. Now it's finally addressing the Sierra Nevada foothills and area. Now at the nighttime, it's really streaked down the coast of California here. Still heavy rains. It's snow up there. We're calling for snow in this backside of cold air there. So snow Northern California. After just being flooded, you're going to get a bunch of snow. So watch out there. Severe weather all the way down the coast. We're talking possible waterspouts making landfall. Nothing big like they see down here. Nothing major like they see down here. But you could see some small rope addressing the shoreline there, dissipate when it hits land or structures or whatever, but some good land spouts, going water spout to land spout. Backing up, I'm talking instead of reporting it. Anyway, your nighttime right here is probably going to be from this moment here, from the noontime. Well, this is 10 a.m. Pacific, so I shouldn't say noontime. I'm always talking this area. This is going to be about 10 a.m. Pacific. There's 4 p.m. Pacific. There's 10 p.m. Pacific. So those hours right there is when this area is going to be getting hit hard. Everybody brace for impact the storm here in California. As we get into the morning of the 1st, remember the 1st, this is when our inbound energy might cause some intensification. Starting from that frame right there, we have severe weather. This could intensify down here in Southern California. This inbound wave too, if it comes here on the 31st, if it gets here just a tad bit early, we need to address this possibly being enhanced. I pray to God it shows up late. It starts enhancing possibly, this morning time to here. You see severe weather down here in Southern California, Los Angeles region, snow in the foothills, still rain along the coast. That's convection. The night of the 1st, snow across Nevada, coming into Utah, Arizona, down here getting snow as well. The morning of the 2nd right there, noontime, the convection. You see this wrapping up, starting to gain strength and trying to organize right there by the nighttime of the 2nd. Going into the morning time, we're going to have morning time convection coming onshore right down there in this region, right around Texas-Louisiana border area. That'll be the noon time of February 3rd. And depending on coming off the sun, more energy, this could be enhanced. It was a long event, so it might enhance the weather for more than just one day. It might enhance it for 2 to 3 days. We'll see. So this right here, this event with this low wrapping up right here, that could change. You see how it's shearing apart and a lot of the energy shunting south. Watch out along the coastline here, you guys. I'm going to go back and timestamp. Right here is the morning convection on the 3rd, going ballistic by noon. By convection, it gets really severe. Watch out here, you guys. February 3rd, right there at sundown. It's going to be a nighttime event that just rips along the coastline there. That's the morning of the 4th. Back up. You see this approaching the severe weather approaching the coast from convection the 3rd, morning or night of the 3rd. It hits the coast morning of the 4th As this goes ballistic morning of the 4th, see convection at nighttime, still there in the morning. Everybody on the east coast or west coast of Florida, my bad, watch out as that goes ballistic by noon right there. This going ballistic by noon right here on the Bay Area. Now, this is a region that just got hit with a bunch of water and stuff and is already trying to recover. Then we're going to have another event like this on the 4th. Boom. Look how that thing just uppercuts California. That looks like Tyson's uppercut. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so leaving off here, the end of convection here. Here's your timestamp. 4 p.m. Pacific is like 7 o'clock out here. All right. Still severe weather going offshore, wrapping back up into Georgia while California gets hammered here again. There's the nighttime of the 4th. Wow. Watch out along the coast here. The morning of the 5th, noontime, the convection of the 5th, the nighttime, morning of the 6th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 7th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 8th, noon, convection, nighttime of the 8th. Right there, watch out a little bit. All right, that's so far out and in the future, and this stuff changes so much. But you can see this little southerly flow kind of keeping stuff more along this region instead of swirling up and creating these QLCSs, these quasi-linear storm fronts that just, race up the coast or race right up the country there. So we got a different flow, thankfully. All right, play that again while I start closing other stuff out. Hopefully, you guys got to see that pretty clearly. If you're in any of these regions or your family is, warn them, give them a heads up. Tell them that around the 1st, whatever weather that they're predicting for your region could change. Okay? Could. Has the possibility. I'm not going to say 100% it will, but we all understand how this works and we're seeing the results. So you understand why I say that. Little icing event right there towards the end, but that's way far out there. So let me start closing out instruments. Yeah, expect to see volcano activity uptick there. New volcanoes coming back onto line. Earthquakes real quick. We might see a jump in magnitude. Remember how the 6.5 pressure was kind of correlating with the quakes? Don't be surprised to see a 7. All right, a magnitude 7 somewhere, maybe on a fulcrum point, one of these quiet spots around here where it hasn't had a quake yet, or here, or a weak spot, new weak spot. Some of these ones we've been pointing out, not necessarily there, but this little place is interesting. Also, watch out for a little bit more activity, possibly on Juan de Fuca. What else? Oh, we haven't seen a deep quake here, so we might see with the pressure, once this absorbs, translates down, and then starts to rise back up to the surface, that pressure translates back up towards the surface. We'll see a deep quake here, probably, I'd say maybe 6.5 to 7 in that range. And when you have a deeper quake at that magnitude, it sparks quakes at the shallower altitude magnitude. Help me. Larger quakes at the surface. A deeper quake will cause a larger magnitude at the surface. So if we saw a deep 7 here, we could possibly see some, bigger quakes along these little regions. If it happened there, okay. There's a lot of stuff to be ifs, ands, or whats, but looking around, you can just kind of see where the naked places are, our new weak spots. It could happen here again, here in China. This place is getting active again with our pressure. We'll see Recahenus kind of go off again. All right, let me X out of that. Let me get back to this and just start Xing out of stuff. And then get on over to our spiritual report. You guys have been waiting for long enough. And you're like, oh man, when's it going to get to it? Sure, we'll just take that one right there. Oh, it's Marfugel's show wrapping up there. Right. Alrighty, let's come on over. What are we doing now? Let's see here. I wonder if this is going to let me. After the ad here. All right, so I'm going to attempt to play this video. And this time we're going to play it all the way through because usually we focus on the Jesus up here pulling his shirt open. But here it is making my face in the sky now. All right, so now it has changed. It's kind of hard to see. He's projecting his face right here. There's an eye. The mouth would be down here, the nose. It's a little bit further back and at an angle. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to play this real quick for you guys. Oh, we need snapping some pictures of the clouds yesterday, and I noticed something forming in the clouds. What looked like a face over here. And I'm going to start zooming in on this face because it's a real face. And if you look back behind it here, let's zoom in just a little bit. You'll notice that back behind here, this face is being projected by Jesus's heart right here. You can see it radiating out. Here's Jesus' face. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. His heart's radiating out this image in the sky. See his face here? And there's a crown right here. Also in the etherical, in black, there's another crown right here. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this picture. Isn't this amazing? And this face, I recognize this face. I know who this is. I know who this face is. I see him every morning in the mirror. That's not all. I got another one. And a few moments later, in this image, I took a picture of the same cloud, but this is at a different angle. I rotated it 90 degrees. And I want you to look right up in here. You can see that there's a face, two eyes, smile, here's the head. And the arms are outstretched, and he's holding a cell phone taking pictures of the sky. This is an image of me taking the pictures of the clouds. So the clouds are now mimicking me taking pictures of them. Pretty crazy. Tilt your head to the right a little bit and you can see it a lot clearer. And just to kind of go in on these eyes, because they're there in the face. That's what my eyes must look like when I'm looking up at this stuff in amazement, just going, wow, no way. All right. And I'll pull back, and you'll see that that's part of this face. Holding out a cell phone, taking pictures. That's me taking pictures of the clouds. All right, I just wanted to bring that to you real quick. Close out with this image right here, because there's even more going on in here than just this face and Jesus. There's other stuff in the background too, but all right, hopefully you get to see this image of him pulling open his shirt there. We'll put the wavy lines over my face there. All right, but a soothing image there. He's pulling open his shirt, exposing his heart. You know, he's a man of heart. He's got a lot of heart, let's say. And why did this not work? I'm trying to pull up something else here for you guys. And I guess while it's struggling, we'll do a quick little reading of some. And then I got more coming here. Oh, so bear with me here. I'm trying to do a little bit more on this end here. Why is this not coming through? All right. Cool. You guys see it? Okay. Wait a second. I need something to drink here real quick. Take a sip. Y'all are so patient here. Thank you for your patience. I'm trying to get a thing going on in the background as well here. Another image, another beautiful image that we don't always get to see. And hopefully we'll get to see it tonight. All right. In the meantime, while we're waiting on that, let me do this a little bit of reading here for you. Okay. Seek my face, and you will find not only my presence, but also my peace. To receive my peace, you must change your grasping, controlling stance to one of openness and trust. The only thing you can grasp without damaging your soul is my hand. Ask my spirit within you to order your day and control your thoughts, for the mind controlled by the spirit is life and peace. You can have as much of me and my peace as you want. Through thousands of correct choices each day. Okay, so let me say it again. You can have as much of me and my peace as you want through thousands of correct choices each day. The most persistent choice you faced is whether to trust me or to worry. You will never run out of things to worry about, but you can choose to trust me no matter what. I am an ever-present help in trouble. Trust me. Though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the sea, come to me and rest. I am all about you to bless and restore. So breathe me in with each breath. The way just ahead of you is very steep. So slow down and cling tightly to my hand. I am teaching you a difficult lesson learned only by hardship. So lift up empty hands of faith to receive my precious presence. Light, life, joy, and peace flow freely through this gift. When your focus turns away from me, you grasp for other things. You drop the glowing gift of my presence as you reach for lifeless ashes. Return to me and regain my presence and my peace. Is this gonna work now? Hang on, we're gonna get somewhere with this, I swear. This old possessed computer is gonna work now. Please, Lord. You told me to turn it on and make it work, so I'm trying to get it to work. All right, hang on. We're gonna be pulling in another image here, and I'm gonna reset our view here if it'll come up, because I got some more here for you guys for sticking around. All right, beautiful image there. While we're waiting on this, why is this taking? Boom, get rid of that. Oh, I think it's coming up. All right, yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way here for a few. We're going to do a little transfer. Oh dear, that's way too high. Okay, we're getting closer. Oh, I know. Take that out. I guess I wasn't prepared to do this, but we're doing it anyway, so thank you for your patience. It'll be worth it here in a minute once we get this. Very rarely do we get to see this, so it's worth your patience here. As we kind of get this into our field of view here. Yes, now we see last time we revisited this, I didn't have the new camera. Lord, please help me. Don't let you do that. All right, you'll have to forgive me. This computer has a mind of its own and it acts up sometimes. But while we're here, I'm going to try to get this as best as I can here for you guys. Beautiful image. Remember I was showing you the angel over the sleeping child last night? Well, here's two angels. And what's going on here, this is about 10 or 15 pictures all stacked together in a flip book type format here. And these are the pictures from the security camera. I positioned the camera at this couch because that's where I captured the angels, right? So I wanted to capture it again. So I positioned the security camera there with expectations of capturing angels over this couch. All right. Well, on this night, while we're trying to get wavy lines out of the way and stuff, I want you to see everything as clearly as we can here. On this night, my kids went down to the lower garage here, our playroom, and they had some new toys, and they were going to stay up all night playing with the toys. They're like, Dad, we'll be up all night, or whatever. So a little bit goes by, and it's awfully quiet down there, right? And I'm thinking I better go check, see what's going on. And there we go. We're getting a little closer to it here. And I go down there, and like 7:30 at night, these kids are passed out asleep on the couch already. And I'm like, what gives? Why are you guys asleep? And they got up and went up to the house, went back to sleep. And I thought, how odd, you know? I thought they were going to stay up all night. They must have been exhausted or something, right? Anyways, it didn't occur to me until a little bit later. I'm like, oh, wait a second. The kids were sleeping on the couch. I wonder if any angels showed up over the sleeping children. Well, here we go. We have two angels here on their knees, and they're bowing. And let me try to describe this. We can't really stop this, and you can't see it unless it's in motion. So this coming up, this dark area, is the inside cup of the wing of an angel's wing. His head's right here in the middle. His other wing comes up here and comes down. You can see the dark little area inside the cup of the other wing. This other angel over here, you can see his outside wing way up here. And you can see his other wing. They're locked, wing and wing, and they're bowing. They're on their knees bowing. Can you see this? And what was different is, you see how this image kind of twists and warps? I don't know if it's going to catch that part. All right, you see how the couch shifts and changes? The camera never moved. What's causing that warping effect is the spiritual realm, electromagnetic interference, from these angels bowing right there. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. We don't get to see it very often, and I think it's capturing it a lot better than we had before. Now, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm going to try to give you a reference the best I can here. Oh, most of you can see it. Oh, good. But there's still people later on that'll be viewing this that might not see it. Okay, so the angel's wings are like right about here. Whoopsie. Like this. And she's bowing like this. And you see that white line is the edge of the wing right here. That dark patch is the inside. And it's bowing like this. And there's two of them. There's another one over there. They're locked wing and wing, and they're both bowing together. Hopefully it's capturing it. Yes, it is. Awesome, awesome, awesome display. Okay, something about angels, especially angels bowing. I want you to think about this for a second. Angels bowing. Angels only bow to God. Yeah, think about that. Angel also means messenger, okay? When I told you one of these angels told me to look for my birthmark and my birthday, one of these angels that was bowing in front of me told me to look for my birthmark and my birthday. Doesn't that sound kind of odd to you guys? Yeah, it sounded odd to my doctors and everybody else in my family, yet it still happened. And you guys are witnessing it. This is what I captured. And this event took place, this time frame was right after the star alignment, the Revelation 12 star alignment, when all these angels and stuff and Mary started showing up on my security cameras, and then a lot of other places in the clouds, coming out of people I meet. Amazing stuff the Lord can do. But hopefully you guys can see this beautiful image of these two angels bowing right there. And it's kind of in the foreground. It's in the etherical. You know, that's the spiritual realm right there. And this isn't like photoshopped or manipulated in any way. I mean, how could you manipulate this? How could you Photoshop something like this? I'm not even that high tech. I use an old phone and an old computer. There's no way I could copy this or do this. This is a real event. Okay. And this angel told me, go look for your birthmark. Go research your birthday. Okay. So while we're looking at that one here, I got another reading for you. Oh, I guess I did the wrong reading to the wrong one. Oh, well. The one with the heart, the image with the tearing his shirt open, that's what I was supposed to read this one to. So I can't pull up that other computer now because we got this one mounted in front of us. Just going to read it anyways. Close your eyes and see him opening his shirt. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I don't expect perfection in this pursuit. It's not about that at all. It is the effort itself that pleases me. When you keep on seeking me, even though it's so difficult, Actually, the intensity of this challenging search blesses you. You guys see that? Actually, the intensity of your challenging search blesses you. As you strive to find me in your moments, your focus is on me. While you trudge toward me through countless distractions, your awareness of me increases. Even if you don't feel close to me, you find yourself communicating with me. So there is a sense in which your efforts to find me are self-fulfilling. I am richly present in your striving. As a result, you feel more alive, more awake, and more real when you're actively pursuing me. So, you understand how that works? If, the more you seek me, it pleases you and blesses you. And then as a result, you feel more alive. Does this audience feel more alive? Mm-hmm. Do you guys feel more alive now than before you met me or came to this channel? As a result, you feel more alive, more awake, not woke, more awake, and real. You feel real now, don't you? You feel more awake and more real. You feel real inside now, don't you? Especially when you are actively pursuing me. Your willingness to pour yourself into this glorious quest delights my heart. This joyful journey is all about perseverance. As long as you continue seeking me, you are on the right path. Moreover, your success is certain. I will be found by you. I am making everything new. This is the opposite of what is always happening in your world of death and decay. Every day that you live means one less day remaining in your lifespan on this earth. Actually, this is very good news for my followers. At the end of each day, you can tell yourself, I'm one more step closer to heaven. The world is in such a desperately fallen condition that there is only one remedy for it, making everything new. So do not be discouraged when your efforts to improve matters are unsuccessful. All things, including your efforts, are tainted by the fall. Although I want you to endeavor to do your best, in dependence on me, your world needs much more than a tune-up or an overhaul. It needs to be made completely new. And this is absolutely guaranteed to happen at the end of time. For my words are trustworthy and true. You have good reason to rejoice, because I will make everything, including you, new and gloriously perfect. How about that? How about them beans? Gonna make you guys gloriously perfect. Do you feel more alive? Do you feel more awake than the rest of society who has no idea? Since you met me, you guys see me at other chat rooms and stuff too. I get around. I see a lot of people in a lot of different places, and I've had a lot of people come and go through my channel. Some people see this and get scared and they don't come back. It's too much for them. You people that are here watching right now and on the replays, you guys are spiritual warriors. You understand that? You're taking on this information and handling it. All right? And you're handling it with the help of your Lord. He's here. He's right now. Oh, I didn't even take notes on this. Get this. So I heard this one today. Jesus, when he first came, he was the Son of God. He was born of a virgin, right? There was no male seed. He was born of a virgin, Son of God. When he returns as Son of Man. Whoops. What's that mean? Oh, he returns as Son of Man, born of a man and a woman. He has a man's seed. Therefore, when he returns as Son of Man, he will be walking in the flesh, just like last time, as a man. You guys figuring this out? You looking at those angels bowing? Starting to figure this out a little bit more? I know I see some of you guys just glowing inside, going, hallelujah. Yes, hallelujah. And how are you going to meet God face to face if you don't meet him in the flesh? How about meeting him in the flesh, face to face? Don't you think that would change things on this planet? The headlines all of a sudden, the biggest headlines all around the world. Everybody has to slam on their brakes and realize what's taking place. Hop and Sin, you need not be scared. You're one of my favorites. You're in good hands, sweetie, especially being here, all right? And when that scared feeling comes up, that's what Jesus is for. That's why I keep showing you these pictures, these images. These are foundation. You got to hold on to this stuff with everything you got and just know in your heart, he's real. He's with you all the time. No matter what you're going through, he's right there going, come on, you can do it. Oh, here's another one. Here is another one. So, everybody in the spiritual realm is watching us in our spiritual battle. Let me put it kind of like this. They're sitting in a movie theater type audience watching the movie screen, right? And on the movie screen is you. All the angels and all your friends, everybody that's in the spiritual realm now is watching you and cheering you on. See, you're a superhero and you don't know it. So let me explain a little bit more so you get to know your place in this. See, you're up against governments that poison the population. You're up against criminals and spiritual wickedness in high places like our president. You're up against nuclear subs. You're up against tanks. You're up against soldiers. You're up against everything in the world except your fellow Christian, right? Am I right? Are you not up against everything in this world except your fellow Christian who has your back? There are monsters out there. You're in this you're like a superhero facing all this scary stuff and you're standing there with conviction in your heart, not afraid. Okay? Now you see your spiritual place. You are a superhero living out the rest of this movie. People are cheering you on, going, you can do it. Don't let these events that you see unfolding move you. Let these events that you see unfolding move you in the direction of love and forgiveness and your fellow Christian, your brothers, your sisters that are out there. Okay? This is a real family. This is not a joke. There's a reason why you are here. There's a reason why you're in these other chat rooms at these other news reporting sites and stuff. We all kind of bump into each other there, don't we? It's because we're all part of the same family. Okay? The blessed family. All right? You would have reason to be scared if you weren't under my wing. All right? You are in safe hands. Trust me. If you don't trust me, then you're not in safe hands. But the moment you believe me and you start trusting, something magical happens in your life, and you begin to live free, more alive, more awake. You all of a sudden you start to have courage. This courage wells up inside of you. Like, I'm not afraid to say what I want to say. I'm not afraid of putting out there what needs to be put out there and said. We're running out of time. When you look back at the finish of this race, all right, the race is over. You cross the finish line. We're going back through the tapes to rewind the last 10 minutes of the race, right? What were you doing in the last 10 minutes of the race? Were you trying? Were you striving for that finish line? Were you just sitting there? What? So along with this knowledge comes courage. Okay? That's why I'm trying to show you guys this stuff, because it's shocking, it's scary, but it can be used for good. Okay? This should be giving you strength and courage and knowledge and peace. I am here right now talking to you. In the presence. You are in the presence. We're enjoying our time together. We're learning new things. We're a beautiful little family here, all growing together, and we're all watching the Bible unfold. We're watching prophecy unfold. Okay, that's all that it is prophecy unfolding. The movie has already been written. There's a script, your scriptures. Okay, there's an ending to the movie. All right, there's superheroes involved. You guys are the superheroes involved. It doesn't look like you have a cape or a mask on your face, but your spiritual accomplishments, overcoming fear, finding God and trusting, being free, being awake, all those spiritual achievements right there is what brings you peace. Knowing I'm here. I'm back. I told you I would be back. You see me coming in the clouds. Why would it be any different this time? The Word is always made flesh. The Word is always made flesh. The Word's not made cloud. The Word is not made video. The Word is always made flesh. I don't know why Hollywood tricked people into thinking that he wouldn't come back walking around in the flesh. And he comes back not just as Jesus, but as God. Jesus is God. He comes back not only as Jesus, but returns as God. God is here right now talking to you. You see how blessed you are when you come to this channel? Do you understand how blessed you are when you share this? It also blesses the person you share it with. Do you see how the win, 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 nothing but win, 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 victory, baby. We are headed to victory. Don't give up at the last few stages here, just when things look a little scary. Though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil, for I am here with you with my staff to protect you. The rest of the world is in for a big shock. You guys won't be as shocked. It'll still be shocking, but you will understand. You won't be so scared. Most people won't be able to comprehend what happens. They will lose their mind. You won't. You will have a sound mind on sound footing, on a sound foundation. I should be showing the other Jesus picture right now, but we're stuck with this at the moment. We're lucky to get this image right here. Okay. So just know, okay? Know it deep in your heart. It's all true. It's all real, all coming true. We got angels here. There are angels all around you. Okay? You're fighting a spiritual battle. All right? You can see what we're up against. You're superheroes, you guys. You're up against the police. You're up against the military. You're up against the government. You're up against every other government in this world that hates America and Christians. Every other religion that hates America and Christians and the Israel, the whole thing. As a Christian, you're up against the entire world except God and your fellow Christian. So you guys stand as true warriors in a real battle. And the way you win this battle is not by beating somebody up, it's by standing strong in the face of adversity. Okay? So don't let these people rattle you. Don't let them get you scared. In fact, let me rattle them and get them scared. You guys are in good hands. And I hope you enjoyed this channel. I'm doing my best here to basically say what can't be said. Those 3 words. Because when I say those 3 words, it just comes off wrong, and it never worked. Didn't work last time, doesn't work this time. It's better that we just kind of do it this way, if you understand what I'm trying to do here. Okay? I think you do. Most of you here know. Okay? You figured it out. All right? Sorry that keeps popping up. Computer's got a mind of its own. But there's your angels right there bowing. Okay? They only bow to God. God's here. He's much closer than you think. He's all right. So I guess that's it for tonight. Wait. You know what? I don't want to close out with that. Can we have this one done now, Lord? Thank you. I'll bring back up this one real quick. Then we'll finish out with these images here. I guess. We'll try to here. Best we can. This ordeal that I have been through has been excruciatingly painful. It's hard to the hardest part is the people that are close to me that have known me my whole life. Because when you're close to somebody, you already know them, right? It's a lot easier for you guys than it is for the people that are closest to me, my own physical family, as opposed to spiritual family. So I'm still trying to awaken my own family here at home. Isn't that awesome? Evangelizing, isn't that awesome, you guys? Awesome stuff. So much fun to do when you see somebody just light up. Come on. Oh, wait. I need the mouse. That's what's going on here. I'm trying to get this computer going here for us for a closing image. And maybe if we can get the light going back here, maybe. Woo! That's not me. That's whoever owned this before me, though. Poor person. All right. You know what? I like this image right here. Let's see if we can get that just a tad bit bigger for you. All right. So. All right. I guess that's good enough. Maybe we can. lift it up just another inch there, Lord. There we go. And that way we could see him tearing open his shirt like Superman. All right, he's a superhero too. And it's so funny how everybody tries to portray these superheroes with these superpowers, all the same superpowers he has. All the same superpowers Jesus has, all these other comics try to portray. And yet there was and still is a man who has superpowers, who's a superhero, works supernaturally in ways that are mysterious, we'll say. All right. So, wait a second. Right now, you want. Got me. Where? Hang on, guys. Hang on. I got one more reading, I think, coming here. Pick it. Where is it? Shuffle it. No? The back side of that one? Okay. All right, cool. We got one more reading for you guys. We close out here. Oh, cool. I am the Word that became flesh. I have always been and will always be. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. As you think about me as a baby, born in Bethlehem, do not lose sight of my divinity. This baby grew up and became a man-savior and is also God Almighty. It could not have been otherwise. My sacrificial life and death would have been insufficient if I were not God. So rejoice that the Word, who entered the world as a helpless infant, is the same one who brought the world into existence. Though I was rich, for your sake I became poor so that you might become rich. No Christmas present could ever compare with the treasure you have in me. I remove your sins as far as the east is from the west, freeing you from all condemnation. I gift you with unimaginable, glorious life that will never end. The best response to this astonishing gift is to embrace it joyfully and gratefully. All right, so I think that was it for the night, Lord. Was that it? Do we have notes? What was the notes again? Oh, the Pledge of Allegiance again. So you don't pledge allegiance to a flag. That's an inanimate object. Pledging allegiance to an object is idolatry. You're supposed to pledge allegiance to your God, to your king. That's who you pledge allegiance to, is to your king, right? Your Lord and Savior. The guy that comes and rescues you, the good guy. Not the bad guy, the good guy. All right, so here we go. I pledge allegiance to the God who rescued the United States of America. And in order for the Republic to stand as one nation under God, we need to be indivisible if we want liberty and justice for all. You hear that? Pledge allegiance to the God who rescued the United States of America. And in order for this republic to stand as one nation under God, we need to be indivisible if we want liberty and justice for all. All right, that's it for tonight. I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. And until my next show, I'll be back. I'm already back. You should be able to tell by now.